This Friday on Plug.
We want to speak about our baby mama.
Sure.
And we're not saying it very disrespectfully.
How come the baby daddies are not...
Where is the baby
Wait,
daddies? Sisters don't neglect themselves. Even
Sure.
when they have a child, they make sure that they're stepping up.
We need to stay away from pojola, any
Yeah.
sexual activity.
And also, I want to warn us in a church space.
You're only looking for virgins
Yeah.
to be able to recommend. Anyone that crosses that boundary, it's already like you're a write-off.
But you, the brothers, we have crossed it so many times. But if
So it's
we...
like there's no hope.
Yeah, there's no hope.
Yeah.
You need to be the first person to have this sexual encounter with this person. Meanwhile...
I've kept myself sexually pure.
Yeah, sure.
So I want somebody who has also kept themselves sexually pure.
Virginity cannot be restored. You are perpetuating the same crime. Problem is when we want to use the past experience of people to determine their presence and also their...
The future.
Baby Mama with Mak and Oups.
Hello everyone, welcome to Plug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugging. Thank you once more, friends, for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with us every time on Friday when we have to do Plug. You are right there to plug in and to engage us. And we want to tell you that we love and appreciate that. So in case you are here for the first time and you don't know who this guy is, Opa wagara malegan kumnar nom subdo wakata fas washad wakata gas gingidan gabazule gamlo na tuturusa gi goble bertabaturo moru mutul komaritsani buda komu utara mutu. And of course the future is bright. That's why we are chilling with the sunglasses and I'm chilling with a friend of mine back here.
Shining bright like a diamond.
Oh yes.
Welcome to Plug.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us once again. We are always excited to have you. You have been engaging our content. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and turn on your post notifications so that every time we upload, you will be notified.
Oh yeah, sure.
And guess what? I am here. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm the child of the Most High God. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of darkness
come on, Mak.
into His wonderful light. And yes, I am Mak. Thank you for joining us. We are going to be talking today. We're just going to be going a bit deeper.
Maybe before we do that, do you want to tell our friends about the event, the live event that is coming?
Look, we have a live event coming.
Yeah,
We're just going to be giving you Plug vibes. It's going to be happening on the 29th of May 2021.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We are looking forward to it and we hope you are as well. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting.
Great.
It's going to be Plug.
Yeah, you know.
Under a beautiful sky.
Oh yeah, sure.
Beautiful view.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss
You
this.
don't want to miss that one, friends. And the space is really running out. So please do, if you see this video, make sure that you have reserved your space or do it immediately.
Only 100 rand.
Oh yeah, only
Just
100
100
Clip
rand for admission, and you're going to be full spiritually, emotionally, physically. Hey,
everything.
All other alleys.
Yeah,
you will be filled.
You'll be sorted. so yeah, I think, and obviously after this video, you will see a post that communicates the relevant details as it relates to that live event. Friends, we are here plugging into conversations. I mean, thank you for engaging us on the previous conversations that we've had on
shooting your shot.
Shooting your shot.
Yeah.
Hey,
we spoke to the ladies
Yeah.
and said, you know, what's wrong with you guys doing that? But if you've missed it, look at our previous 3 videos that we have uploaded. We speak intensively into that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And now we're just taking it a bit step by step into this topic, and we want to look at another, I think, controversial. Not necessarily, yeah, it's a bit controversial, but it's not spoken up. It's obviously sensitive. We want to give it the dignity it deserves.
Yeah.
But also we want to interact with it as we always do here on Plug.
Yeah.
On Plug, at Plug, at.
Yes.
Will be the right one. Yeah, sure. So guys, we want to talk, and I mean, we did our homework and tried to consult and get people's experiences before we want to present this topic.
Yeah.
We want to speak about abo baby mama.
Sure.
Yeah, and we're not saying it very disrespectfully. We're not saying it disrespectfully at all. It's just that it's a common term that is being used, and we want to kind of use that same
jargon.
Baby mama. And we want to bring it obviously in the dating space. We want to shine the light on that topic. It seems like there's a general cry or concern, Mak, from ladies who are with kids. Some who are married but not married, but also some who have children and they are not married. It seems like there's a cry as it relates to the dating space, and I think most part of it, because we are speaking about Christians, maybe not even limited to Christians, but mostly Christians within the church. I think there's the challenges that are being raised. I think that we need to deliberate in as you plug us. What do you think, Mak?
Yeah, I think it's very important because I don't want to say it like an other, but this specific group.
Oh yeah, sure.
And we're always talking about baby mamas and trying to see and navigate that space. And the other cry is, how come the baby daddies are not?
Where is the baby daddies? Where are they?
They're not usually addressed or spoken about. Of which we will also want to look at, not in this episode, but also the following one.
The following one
will
be baby daddy, just to see what's happening in that space.
So what's the outcry, Oups?
No, the outcry is that what's this tabari when a guy come and propose love, bazalwane brothers, Christian brothers, and they come in, because sisters don't neglect themselves. Even when they have a child, they make sure that they're stepping up, and they make sure that they pull their weight, and weight in terms of their looks and stuff. They make sure they are within the space. But and a brother will approach them, and the first thing when they hear, because a lot of them are quite vocal about that, embracing the fact that they have a child, because a child brings so much joy up in their lives and stuff, and you can't just hide the child like it's a bag of weed or something. You need to and immediately when they tell a brother after he's shooting his shot, or hey, nah, I have a child, the brothers, some brothers were jaffas, they run, and it's a challenge. I don't know. What's with that? What's with that space there? I want us to, and I think most of the response, most of our response, especially as church people, has to do with how we were trained, how we were educated within the church space as it relates to family and marriage and all of those kind of values. What do you think, man?
Yeah, no, I was going to also go into that, because you say brother bajafat.
Yeah, sure.
So it, for me at least, I'm thinking about in the church space how we were groomed, and we're groomed to say we need to keep ourselves pure.
Oh yeah, sure.
We need to stay away from hojola, any sexual activity.
Yeah, sure.
So anything that crosses that, or anyone that crosses that boundary, it's already like you're a write-off.
Yeah, you're already a sinful person.
A sinful person, yeah. So if you are a brother and you hear, okay, this sister has crossed that border, you are like, why should I go there when,
Mak, you know the hypocrisy of this thing.
Yeah.
It's not that it's because they've crossed the border, but they have something to show. But you, the brothers, you have crossed it so many times, but because you don't have anything to show, then you stand on this other side and say, "Nah, I don't want this kind of."
No, true.
Yeah.
It's interesting because this one thing also has been so magnified. Not reducing its impact in any way, but to say there are, we look at sexual purity as one of the worst. If that line is crossed, it's one of the worst. And but there are other things that we are overlooking. Yes, Abo brother may not have been sexually active, but there's some dodgy behavior that we get away with.
Yeah, sure.
That does not write us off, which I think is not fair. But maybe I'm going.
Yeah, sure. No, you are fine. You are right, spot on, Mike.
Yeah.
We even with that, we're hypocrites. But also, I think the challenge also we have limited the understanding of purity to sexual purity.
Yeah.
But purity, it's not sexual purity only. It's just a tiny aspect of that, because now you will say, now we have been pure for the rest of our lives. I want a pure lady without a child. But you have participated in all other stuff. You just don't have something to show. But when you have been there, and things have been happening in those spaces. But when it comes to this thing, but also I want to warn us in a church space also, as we busy teach about purity and all of those things. If we as ministers, and I'm talking to us as pastors, Meg, if we as ministers speak about limit purity to sexual purity and speak about people being virgins and stuff, those are good things. But if we limit purity to that, also we are preaching the gospel that we are preaching has reached the cul-de-sac. It has reached the cul-de-sac, because if you're going to only emphasize on that and not every other, and I'm saying it has reached the cul-de-sac because if purity is limited only to sexual purity, once a person participates in that act, then they're no longer pure, they're no longer virgin, and virginity cannot be restored. You see, that's when I'm saying the gospel has reached the cul-de-sac. But if
there's no hope.
There's no hope. There's no hope. We've reached that end. But if we speak about purity, if we understand purity in a very in a broader spectrum, then purity can be restored. Virginity won't be restored, but purity can be restored. A person can be pure. A person can be cleansed, and they can be restored. But I just have an issue. But when we interact with some sisters also, some of their response to that, they say maybe these guys are not ready for commitment. Maybe they're not ready for commitment, or maybe we will speak from their side on the other time. But for now, Abu Sistabari, you guys, you are running away from commitment. You don't want to commit. You still want to play around and not take responsibility. But some of them would says we really want to know. We want to know why do you all of a sudden, when you learn that I have this precious gift, this beautiful person as part of me, why do you all of a sudden run away?
Maybe, I mean, another thing to that maybe could be one that we want to be the first ones to chow.
Yeah, but that's hypocrisy. Because then, if you want to be the first one to open the box, but when yours is not closed, you are going around, then that's hypocrisy. That's a problem, mate. I tell you, if we want to, we prefer to say, no, I want one that is just exclusively for me. I need to be the first person to have this sexual encounter with this with this person. Meanwhile, we are all busy. In all other places. What kind of hypocrisy is that?
Let's bring it to a brother who has not been busy, who has kept himself pure.
Yeah, sure. Again, Meg, what is when you say
sexually
pure?
Okay, sorry.
You are perpetuating the same narrative. You are perpetuating the same crime.
I mean, that's the argument that they might bring home. I've kept myself sexually pure.
Yeah, sure.
So I want somebody who has also kept themselves sexually pure.
It's not a crime.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about this.
Yeah,
now.
sure.
That's why we are having this, and pastors as well. Let me not say pastors, but churches. Also, I think we need to get to a space where, because if a brother goes to Mfundisi and says, "I'm looking for someone," hardly ever do they refer to those who have children, the baby mamas who are there, to say, no, you can look at the sister.
Hey, that's a problem.
You're only looking for virgins to be able to recommend. Why not
Exactly.
baby mamas.
Exactly. Why not? And I mean, we don't want to say it's wrong to have certain preference, but I'm saying it's a very limited understanding of purity. If our only understanding of purity is sexual, it's sexual purity. I know we can go deep into this thing, and other people who want to over spiritualize this thing say it's a covenant and it's this, and of course it's a covenant, but
But you can be restored from that
yes,
covenant.
Exactly.
It's not a dead end. And
Meg, that's why we have Abrahamic covenant, we have Davidic covenant, we have all this covenant. Every time a covenant is renewed, because Israel has broken the covenant, and every time the covenant is renewed, because that's the nature of God. God is able to forgive, is able to cleanse when we come before Him and present ourselves just as we are. But the problem is when we want to use the past experience and past journeys of people to determine their present and also their future. That's a problem. I think we're just introducing, we're just laying it down. Maybe we might even need to come back to this thing, but we're just introducing. It's always messy when you introduce a topic, but that's a space where we find ourselves.
I think I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions and experiences that you might have had in the church space, being it yourself, being a baby mama or a friend that or a family that you know, because it's also about the journey of restoration. If we think that it's the end when you have sexually crossed that boundary, how do you help somebody to be restored? Because yes, you take them out of the worship team, out of certain responsibilities.
How do you journey alongside that person? You know, Meg, I must acknowledge that has been our sin and our challenge that I'm hoping that we will restore. We are okay in terms of calling people to say you have missed the mark. And obviously you will know, and then we'll say if we remove you from your responsibilities while we work on this. We are not good in working along this side in restoration and restoring even in public. We're not good in doing those things. We're just good in shifting people out of the spotlight, but in terms of walking alongside, maybe this one I would like to hear from pastors. Pastors, what are we saying in that space? Maybe even other people. What has been your experience? What can we do better? Because I think this is what it's all about. It's not just to expose the flaws and the things that are not being done right, but it's to say this is a challenge and we need to acknowledge it as a challenge as is, but also what is it that we can do to rectify the challenge that we are living in, and what are we saying to people who have lost, who are married and they have children, but also other people who are maybe they don't have children because of other circumstances, but they have participated in sexual activities. What are we saying? I think for me, obviously, what we can say immediately, it's God is able to restore when we come back to Him, but also we need to be willing to let go of certain things and be willing to embrace certain things. Obviously, we won't make so much conclusion and drawing lessons so much from this because it's an introductory. But I think maybe when we engage it again, then we will be able to work around it and bring out some lessons and conclusions. What do you think, Meg?
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth exploring, and like we said from the beginning, that we want to give the dignity it deserves, and not just play around it with it because it's a topic that we think we can talk about, but to see what do we do going forward, and how do we become a better society, especially in as a church being ones who are representatives of Christ and His kingdom. How do we become how do we usher
because I see us also playing a role, Meg, even in this public platform of restoration, because other people have literally quitted going to church because of this kind of hurt. So I acknowledge that this was my sin, but also we did not most of the time we did not help in terms of working alongside that someone.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that this will eventually lead us into a journey of restoration.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So friends, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for plugging in. Thank you for
Yeah.
hanging out with us. What has been your experience, as whether you are a pastor or you are someone who has a child and you have been experiencing stuff, whether it's within a church circle or just in a society in general? What has been the experience, and we need to know what is it that we can do better. So yeah,
Sure.
thank you friends for tuning in. It's a hot topic, it's a very sensitive one, but we are in it. We are you plug, and we want to engage in this kind of topic. So thank you friends for chilling with us. Thank you for tuning in.
Sure.
We love you, we appreciate you, and we would love to hear from you, from the two of us. Remain plugged. Ciao.
This production was brought to you by Imago Dei Media.